center is very much about taking things practice. You know, spirituality is about practice, isn't it? Spiritual practice. It's about practicing it every day. You know, not just reading it in a book. It's great to read a book, but you got to put the things into practice for them to really absorb into your being and make the greatest change. Isn't that true? You know, I love books. I've written 2 of them. Books are wonderful. And the greater value comes from putting those things into practice. So I wanted to share something to start with. The theme is about new beginnings, new you, new year, and whatever else is going to come through, I don't know, but it will. So it always surprises me, and it's always not just surprises me, but I just trust. I trust the flow of things. But I wanted to share with you. Some of you don't know. I just came back from the U.S. and I went to sit with my friend, one of my best friends, while she was dying. So it wasn't a holiday. It was a very important trip and a very profound trip. And she and I have been close friends for 8 years, and we've been each other's support for 8 years. We've helped each other get through cancer. We've helped each other through everything. And I knew I had to be with her in her last days on the planet and just be there in whatever way I was supposed to be there for her. And so I flew to Northern California, and I knew that I had a certain time frame that she would still be here, and I had 2 days with her, and then 2 days after she passed. And what was so profound for me was, I don't know if any of you had the experience of being with someone when they were close to dying or when they were dying, but what I felt was this sacredness. Like, I felt so privileged to be able to be there with her and her husband. It was just the 2 of us in those 2 days, and stroke her hair, and when I first got to her, she was still talking, and we were able to talk about things and how she felt, and it was just incredible. And I said, well, who am I going to pray with now? And she said, I'll be there with you. I'll just nudge you and let you know I'm with you. And while I was sitting with her, I went up to her library, and she has amazing books like I do, but she had some different books that I don't have. A book just came to me, and I wanted to read you something from this book because I just found it was really very special to share, and also really just fits with the theme for this month. And this was by an author who, her name is, just go with it so I don't say it wrong, Rachel Naomi Remen. She's a medical doctor, and this reading came from her book called My Grandfather's Blessings. Have any of you heard of her? Just an incredible book. And these are like the things her grandfather taught her when she was a little girl, the wisdoms that she learned from him. So I want to share this with you. Life offers its wisdom generously. Everything teaches. Not everyone learns. Life asks of us the same thing we have been asked in every class. Stay awake. Pay attention. But paying attention is no simple matter. It requires us not to be distracted by expectations, past experiences, labels, and masks. It asks that we not jump to early conclusions and that we remain open to surprise. Wisdom comes most easily to those who have the courage to embrace life without judgment and are willing to not know, sometimes for a long time. It requires us to be more fully and simply alive than we've been taught to be. It may require us to suffer, but ultimately we will be more than we were when we began. There is a seed of greater wholeness and wisdom in everyone. Let's take a breath. And as I was reading this to her and sitting at her side, it just really struck me how true it was, that if we're willing to have the courage, to just sit through things, we're going to come out stronger than ever. and not to be afraid of what's happening next or not knowing. How many of us sometimes get a little bit afraid when we don't know what's going to happen next? Like we're kind of in a void, and oh my God, how is this going to work out, and what's going to happen next, and how am I going to get the money to pay for this, and how am I going to... Yeah? We've all been there. And the practice is to just keep knowing that everything is perfect. That even if you have to keep saying that to yourself over and over and over again, that everything is in divine timing, that I am so taken care of, that everything, and to just keep saying it till you believe it. Fake it till you make it. You've heard that a million times, but it works. The mind gets so hooked on one thing, so it will change as we just keep reminding ourselves and we keep reprogramming it. And especially New Year, we set lots of intentions. How many of you have set a whole thing of what you're going to create this year? Anybody? Like a whole list. I'm going to lose 10 kilos. I'm going to exercise every day. I'm going to find my soulmate. I'm going to... Anything else? You can comment on that.
Eat healthy.
Get healthy.
Eat healthy. New job.
Get a new job.
Get organised.
Anything else? Come on, I know there's more.
Walk in the light.
Walk in the light.
Meditate every day.
Meditate every day.
Create more income.
Create more income. Laugh more. All these things we set for ourselves. And it's wonderful. And what happens is life happens. Doesn't it? Life just happens sometimes when we go, the end of the year comes and we go, oh, I didn't do all those things. What I want to talk about is, what if we can just set an intention? I love that idea of intention. What's an intention? Tell me anybody want to, this is about sharing, right? So I always like to get everyone involved because this is how we learn. What does intention mean to you guys? Just call it out. One person. A goal. Okay? Anyone else? Intention.
Plan to do something.
Plan to do something.
A reason to do something.
A reason to do something. I think intention sometimes is even more powerful than a goal. It's like you have this spiritual intent. It's almost like, for me, intention comes from a deeper place. It comes from your soul. It comes from your being. Because if it's just from our head, then, we almost have to be in alignment with everything. Our head, our heart, our soul, every part of us to create. Isn't that true? And one of the things that, for me, gets stronger every day is this idea that in order to create something, whatever it is we want to create, we not only have to be clear about it. That's really important, isn't it? The universe can't give us stuff and we go, well, I think I want that. I'm not really sure. We need to be really clear about what we want to create and feel it inside. Like, you've heard all this, so I'm not saying anything you haven't heard before. But maybe some part of you said, I need to hear this again. So just, getting clear first step. And then saying to yourself, okay, what do I need to become to create that? Do you know what I mean by that? So let's say you want to create more love in your life. How many want more love in your life? Anybody here? You want more love, a partner, whatever it might be. So what do you need to do to become aligned with that? Be more loving. Look at your life and look at if there's anybody in your life that you need to make peace with. Look at if there's any judgments you're carrying. Look at if there's anyone that you need to forgive. And start practicing that. And start practicing being more loving, even to strangers, to people you don't know, which is sometimes really challenging for some of us. But go up to somebody you don't know and just say, you look beautiful today. People, you'll make their day for a year. Really, it doesn't take a lot to actually make someone's day, to do something so special. Isn't that true? So we need to match that vibration to be able to bring it in. To become that energy, to become that light. You want more light? Be more light. If you want to have more income, be more generous. Sometimes that's like the mind goes, are you kidding? I don't have enough money. Be more generous, and more money will come. You'll be amazed. All of a sudden, people will hand you money. I mean, it's ridiculous how this works. Once we're willing to have the courage to do it. And this is a new year, new you, new beginning. Why not practice it even more? You know, we're all on this journey together, aren't we? You know, it's an opportunity just to say, okay, I'm going to go a bit deeper. Wherever I am, I'm going to take it a bit deeper this year. Does that make sense? Become the vibration that you want to create, and it will just be. And know that you deserve it. That's a really important piece. I remember years and years ago when I first found out about, this is like 25 years ago, when I first did my first, maybe more, 30 years ago when I did my first personal growth training. And they taught us about treasure maps. Now they're called vision boards. How many of you know them? How many of you played around with them? So I did my first one, right? And I was so excited because I love being creative. And also I was so excited. And I thought, okay, I'm going to put all these things that I want on it. And I had always wanted a red Porsche. I don't know why. I've never been in a red Porsche. I didn't know how to. I just, in my mind, wanted a red Porsche. So I put a red Porsche on there. But inside of me, it was like I knew I'd never be able to afford it. It was like way out of my reach. So I got a red Honda. I created a red Honda. I still got a red car. But we need to feel like we deserve it. We may not know how it's going to happen, and you know what? Is the how our job? We are not supposed to know how. We're supposed to let go of the how and let the universe help us with that. Isn't that true? Get out of the way. How many of you know you get in your way a lot of the time? You just get in your own way. Things are happening, and you just get in your own way. Okay, so that's all right. You just love yourself for it. You know, don't make yourself wrong about it. Just love yourself through it. And maybe a new affirmation is, you know, this year I'm going to get out of my own way more often. How's that? Turn to the person next to you and say, this year I'm going to get out of my own way more often. Come on.
I'm going to let go, let go.
Isn't that good? Isn't that a good affirmation to have? This year I'm going to get out of my own way more often. Really, I think that's such an important thing because we just end up getting in our own way. You know, our mind goes, no, you can't have that, or whatever it does. So to really affirm that, you know, yeah, I'm going to get out of my own way more often. And I'm going to be more gentle with myself. We're so hard on ourselves, honestly. We don't need enemies. We're all each our own. Isn't that true? I mean, most of us are so hard on ourselves, it's ridiculous. We criticize, we go, oh, that was stupid. Why'd you do that? How come this is happening again? I thought I did that already. You know, I mean, fill it in. So really, this is the time this year to stop that. To really practice stopping that. And see how long a day you can go. This is, okay, who wants to take the challenge? Who wants to take this challenge? Come on, raise your hand. Oh, what's the challenge first, Curtis says? Come on, be courageous. The challenge is, I want you to consciously spend one day, okay, one day, and see how many times you complain or you criticize yourself. Okay, how many are up for that? One day. Okay, you choose a day, and you take a little notebook with you, and I want you to write down how many times a day, make a little check, that you either are hard on yourself, criticize, judge yourself, anything negative that's not loving yourself, okay? And just notice, because we don't realize how often we do it. It's kind of like it's just geared in on that channel. Isn't that a good practice? New you, new beginning, new life. Can you imagine what will start to come in when you stop doing that? You'll be blown away at how much more joy you'll feel and how much more people will just be attracting you. Things will start flowing in your life. Okay, so you're all going to do it. You're going to report to me? Yeah? I'm going to get an email from you telling me how your day was? And then don't beat yourself up and go, oh, 100 times today I did this. Okay, no, this is just because things change. Remember what I read about stay awake, stay alert, stay aware? That's how we change things. The more aware we are, the more things change. Isn't that true? That's what this journey is. This journey is about becoming more awake and more alert and more okay with ourselves no matter what. No matter if there's cellulite or wrinkles or no matter what's there, to actually be okay with ourselves. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be nice to actually feel that way? Like, oh, I'm okay with myself. All the time. Okay, so that's the practice. Okay, the first practice. So what are you going to do? You're going to get out of your own way, and one day you're going to just see how many times you criticize, you go negative, you do all that. There's this wonderful book by Emmett Fox. It's called The 7-Day Mental Diet. Okay, if you want a copy, the book is like 3 pages. But the information in it is life-changing. It changed my life forever, honestly. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. You're awake. Yay! Okay. So, this is the hardest diet you'll ever go on in your life. I'm telling you right now. It is the hardest diet, but it's the most profound diet you can go on because it's a diet of thinking. So, this book is about how, if you can go a week, and I'm guaranteeing that most of us can't go an hour, go a week with no complaining, no judging, no nothing, except just shifting it as quick as you possibly can when it comes up. So it's called the 7-Day Mental Diet. So if you, in 1 hour, you find yourself negative in doing that, you have to start again. If you go to 5 days and you start, you have to start to day 1 again. Okay? All right? How many are willing to try that one this year? This year! Okay, I'm not ready to try that yet. Okay, those of you that are willing to try it. See what happens. It's the same thing I just said. It's just 7-day mental diet. And if you find that you catch yourself going into negative stuff, then you have to start back at day 1. So, you know what it teaches? It teaches how to become more aware of what we're doing and changing our thoughts as quickly as possible. It's a great practice. It's one of the greatest practices I've come across. Okay, 7-day mental diet. And I had no idea that I was going to say any of this, so this is all good. Emmett Fox. You can find it online, I'm sure. Emmett Fox 7-Day Mental Diet. If you email me and say, Laurie, send me the excerpts, I'll email it to you. Just remind me, okay? Just send all my information's there. So just send that to me. I'm happy to just say, 7-Day Mental Diet, send it to me. It will change your life. Because these teachings are all about changing our thinking. When we change our thinking, we change our life. And the wonderful part is that we're in control of this part. It's not in control of us. Sometimes it feels that way, yes? Sometimes it feels like we have a monster there. And what's your affirmation, Shelley? Come on!
You have no power over me.
So any thoughts that are there that are bothering you, any fear that's coming up, any stuff that keeps coming up, to say, you have no power over me. Because it doesn't. It's only if we give it the power. That's a great practice. You have no power over me. This has no power over me. If something's throwing you off center, to just keep bringing yourself back to your own power. Because all of us are so amazing. We are amazing. If we knew how amazing we were, we'd be floored. He knows how amazing he is. You know, when we're little children, we know, and then somewhere along the line, we forget. So again, turn to the person next to you or behind you and just say, you're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. Laurie. You're amazing. Thank you, and you're amazing too. And now turn to someone and say, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. bright. To shine bright, to be that shining light. You know, Marianne Williamson talks about, you know, that we're afraid not being big. Yeah. What was it? We're afraid. What was it? We're afraid.
It's not our
Darkness without light.
darkness, but our light.
Yeah, it's our light. We're afraid of being big. Yeah? So it's time to be big. This world needs us to be big. It needs us to be true. It needs us to shed our light, to be the bright light that we are, doesn't it? This is the most important time now to be that. I can't say that enough. For all of us, in whatever way that is. You know, it doesn't have to be out there big time. It can be in whatever way it is for you. But to be the light. To do what you love to do what makes your heart sing, to do what makes your soul happy, whatever that is, if it's to paint or to sing or to dance or to do events, to whatever it is. To actually be that and not make an excuse to not do that, but to say, I'm going to do that now. This is my time to do that. Yes?
Yep.
Yes.
This is my time to shine right now, in whatever way that is. We all have our own way to shine, and that's what's so beautiful. Don't we? Every one of us has our own way to shine. It's just having the courage to do it. And if you do, more is going to flow in. That's the law of attraction. You know, as we become that, more comes back to us. That's the beauty of this. And I can guarantee it. You know, the beauty of it. True?
Yeah.
See what else I forgot. That was totally what I wasn't going to say, so let's see what I wrote down. So each day, practice setting a clear intention for yourself, whatever that might be. To just start the day with, what do I want to create today? And how can I become that? So I want to create more business today. Okay, how I'm going to create that by calling more people, being more loving, being more friendly, seeing more people coming, whatever it is. Become that energy, and that stuff will start flowing in. If you want to be healthier, start thinking healthy thoughts. Start confirming to yourself that your body is healing beautiful and that it's healthy. Because if we keep saying, I'm sick, I don't feel good, it's going to keep happening. We're going to keep reinforcing that over and over again. So practice, you know, feeling like making it up even if you don't feel it. Or that you want more energy. Start feeling like, you know, you've got the energy there to do the things that you love and start picturing it. That makes sense? And sometimes we don't have a clear picture. How many of you don't have a real clear picture of what you want to create? Okay? So what you do then is get the qualities of it. So create inside yourself, how will it feel? What do I want to bring into my life quality-wise? Do you know what I mean? Like joy, peace, surrender, serenity, oneness, whatever it might be, and start feeling that. Bring that in. And then the picture will show up, whatever. It will just attract whatever that is. Yes?
Yes.
Old patterns will try and creep in. Won't they? They love to creep in. Those little thoughts like to creep in, don't they? Sometimes? Anybody have those little thoughts creep in? They go, yeah, it happens to her, but it won't happen to you. Oh, you think you can have that? What other, I want to hear some of the other little thoughts that creep in. Anybody want to share them?
It's not going to work out.
It's not going to work out. You're too old. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah? Can't do it.
Kidding yourself.
You're kidding yourself.
What if?
What if?
No one else does it like this.
No one else does it like this. Are you kidding? I love that one. Are you kidding? So what are you going to say to that little voice? What are you going to do if that little voice starts to talk to you?
Thanks for sharing. See you later.
Thanks for sharing. You got no power over me. See you later. Thanks for sharing. You got no power over me. Want to try that? Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
You got no power over me. You got no power over me. And if the fear is there, just take it by the hand and go, let's do it anyway. Come on, we can do this. Let's do it together. You can always take it along. So it's just knowing that those are only thoughts and you can change them. You know, like changing a channel on the TV or on the radio, you can change it. You got the power, it doesn't. The power's in you. The power's always been. It's in each one of us. We just have to believe it and know it. And be willing to just say, no way, get out of here. You know, see you later. Have a nice trip. Really, you got no power over me. That's a really good, if you find that you got a really strong critical voice or there's a lot of fear that comes up for you, to really say to it, you got no power over me. And on a regular basis, and really mean it, you got no power over me. And then just come back to focusing on the light and what you want to create. Because what we bring in is what we focus on. We all know that, you know. That's the law of the universe. Okay, so just some steps for you. You already gave you a bunch, but I got a few more, okay? Ready for these? All right, so steps to stay more present and get back in touch with you every day. So we talked about them, like practicing the 7-day mental diet, becoming aware of your thoughts, changing them as quick as possible. Right? So the other is anchoring yourself in each moment with your breath. So a lot of times we get so busy that we forget even to breathe. And so there's a wonderful thing I learned when I was studying at Agape in America, spiritual center there. It's called Practicing the Presence. And it is such a simple but really incredible practice. And that is where you stop, and you could do it as often as you want to, right? You could do it a couple times a day or however often you want to. And you just stop wherever you are, and you close your eyes and you just breathe. So whatever you are, if you're in the car, don't be driving. No, just pull over before you start driving. Wherever you are, if you're just about to do something, stop in that moment and just connect. Connect to stillness, connect to the silence, connect to spirit, connect to whatever you believe in. Just connect back to you, to source within you. For 1 minute. 1 minute. Can you do that for 1 minute? People always go, I don't have time to meditate for 10 minutes. I don't have time. You do have time. This is for 1 minute, and it will change your life. It's an amazing practice. 1 minute. How many are willing to try that? I'm giving you a lot of things to try, yeah? But you got the whole year. You can start now. So practicing the present, stopping for 1 minute, connect to your breath. And breathe into every cell of your body. Really like what we did in the beginning. Stop and just connect with yourself. Stop and tune in to you. Because the answers are all there. We look for the answers outside of ourselves, but they're not. They're inside of us. Your body will tell you everything. See? Yeah, isn't that true? If you just tune in and ask the questions, the answers are there. If there's pain, it's a messenger. It's there to give you a message. Ask it what message it has for you. It will tell you. It might say, I need you to stop. I need you to drink more water. Talk to your liver. Talk to your organs. Ask what they need from you. The answers will be there. And be aware of your senses more. Like, through your breath and what's going on around you. Observe that more. We're so busy all the time. We don't stop and look at a rose or stop. Unless we go to Vipassana for 10 days. And then we have to stop. But why don't we do it every day. Make a practice of just stopping for a moment and just connecting, feeling what's there. Become more aware of your senses. Expand your senses. And we talked about observe your thoughts as they arise without giving them any meaning, just observing them. Become the observer of your own thoughts. And let go of resistance. So often we have resistance that keeps us from doing it. Just being willing to breathe out the resistance. Breathe out the judgment. And focus again on what you want, on what intention you want to set for yourself. So close your eyes for a minute. And just breathe. Breathe and take in everything that I just said, everything for yourself. Just take some deep breaths. Come back to your own center. And just take a moment to tune right inside of you, just to see how you feel inside, just to see what's happening inside of you in this moment. Ask if there's any messages, if your health is not good, or there's any part of your body that feels painful or tight. Just ask, what does it need? And then just send loving energy inside yourself. Just imagine it, whatever way works for you. If you want to send a color in, or put your hands wherever that area is, and just send loving energy. Thank that area. Thank your body. Thank your being. You know, we're on a spiritual journey, but a lot of times we don't give enough attention to our bodies. But our bodies are a vehicle here on earth for our spirit, for us to do whatever our soul has come here to do. So our bodies are an amazing temple, a sanctuary. So really tell your body that you honor it, that you acknowledge that it's a sanctuary for your soul. That in this moment you're going to be more open to hear, be in relationship with yourself, in alignment with yourself. And breathe that in. Breathe it deep. Take it into all the cells until you get a feeling that your cells are smiling. Like in the movie Eat, Pray, Love. The teacher in Bali tells her to let her liver smile. It's a really wonderful practice. So see your body smiling inside. Send loving energy to yourself. Send peace to yourself. This is one of the most important things we could do. Every day. And then feel that intention, get in touch with that intention again and what you want to create this year for yourself, and just feel that it's already done. That it is happening perfectly, divinely, easily, effortlessly, in the most perfect way and in the most perfect time. And then let yourself feel excited about it. Yay! Let yourself become that vibration. Whatever you want to create, whatever qualities you want to bring in your life, start to focus on frequency. Be in alignment with it. And then everything else will flow in so easily and so beautifully. And I'm just going to invite you to do something. You can do it with your eyes closed. Just take your arms and wrap them around yourself and give yourself the most beautiful hug. Just really hug yourself. That you're divine, you're beautiful. There's no one like you. And really let yourself know that. That little girl, little boy inside of you, that divine being inside of you. Just send such love and light and gratitude right now.